In some video games, there is this XP mechanic. As you play the game, you get experience. By getting experience, you level up. By leveling up, you unlock new skills. When you unlock new skills, you can upgrade them. By upgrading the skills, you get stronger. By getting stronger, you get better. And by getting better, you want to play more. This mechanic also applies to life itself. But in order to see this mechanic, you have to change a few words. You change playing by living, leveling up by learning, and skills by habits. And it goes as following. The more you live the life, the more experienced you become. The more experienced you become, the more you learn. And as you are learning, you are unlocking new habits. As you are unlocking new habits, you can upgrade and strengthen those habits. As you are strengthening these habits, you are becoming stronger. As you become stronger, you become better. And as you become better, you want to live more. And because you are not leveling up, you don't want to play this game. You don't want to live. And the only reason why you want to live is because you are playing by the wrong rules. Playing by the rules of addiction. For example, one of the rules of addiction states that the best time to quit is tomorrow. But which tomorrow? The one yesterday? The one before that? The one month ago? There are rules above the rules. There are games above the games, and the highest game you can play with the rules that conquer every other game are the rules of the game of the life. And the rules of the game of the life states that the best time to quit porn is now. As you are living, you are experiencing life. And during this process of experience, two things are happening. First, you are strengthening the skills that you already do, which is called upgrading. And the second is learning. And by learning new information, you discover new habits and you unlock new skills. That's why this process is called unlocking. Once you are learning new information, you have to put it into practice. And as you are putting into practice, you are getting more experience. And this process repeats. To upgrade something means to repeat it. To unlock something means to discover. The theory is only a recording of a practice. Only once you put the information into action, you get wisdom. In other words, experience. Theory creates what if, practice turns it into what is. So once you put the information into practice, you are turning what if into what is. If you have reached a point where you have turned all the what ifs into what is, what you now have to do is to take the what is, now also known as what was, and turn it into what if. For example, what if you can spend a day without pornography? Well, the only way to turn what if into what is by putting the information into action. So you try it. And as you are trying, you are learning something new. For example, there are only two possibilities that can happen. You either succeed in this or you fail at this. If you've succeeded, two things had happened. First, you have strengthened the skills that help you to achieve a 1 day without watching pornography. And second, you have learned that it is possible. You have discovered that you can do it. You see, you can do it. And as you see, you believe. As you believe, you achieve. The second scenario is that you fail. Let's say you are able to withstand a day without pornography, but on every second day, you go to bathroom and you watch pornography. So, if you reach a point where you have maxed out all of your skills and turned all the what if into what is, you now have to turn the what is, which now is what was, into what if. So, for example, you take that paper about the characters by which you can play from the second video and you try to discover something new. For example, a person who is addicted to pornography is more resisting temptations than avoiding it. A person who is not addicted to pornography is more avoiding the temptation than resisting. We know that avoiding is stronger than resisting. So we start to think, So you start to ponder. You get that aha moment. What if I don't take a phone with me? If I don't take a phone with me, by taking the information and putting it into action, and you try it. And guess what? If you don't have access to pornography, you won't become addicted to porn. You left the phone outside, you went to bathroom, you did your deed, and you got out. And guess what? You haven't relapsed because you haven't had a phone with you. Avoiding is stronger than resisting. Once you reach a point where you have maxed out all of your skills, you tried everything you could, and now you're stuck because you have to unlock something new. So you go, you try new things, get that aha moment, and the process repeats. That's how you play this game. That's how you level up. Now you have the information, and the only thing left to do is to turn this what if into what is. Here's a little bonus. If you want to get ahead of everyone else, if you want to level up faster, the speed at which you can outpace everyone else is the speed at which you are turning the what ifs into what is. Many people are stuck into what if stage. They are thinking about what if this can work? What if this does not work? Some people are afraid that they will fail. Some people are afraid that they will win. Sometimes people don't want to know the truth. What if I'm not ready to know the truth? The weight of the truth is heavy because it carries the freedom. Some people are afraid that the weight will crush them. And maybe it can. I don't know. But all I know is that the more you learn about the game of life, the more you learn about what is, the more free you can become. It is then only a question of whether you can bear the burden of knowing the truth.